what has been the special thing for me during the translation process? Well, first of all, I was very honored to be asked to be part of it. And secondly, it has given me a much, much broader understanding of what the course is about. But the most important aspect for me has been a deeper connection with the Holy Spirit within myself, which I believe is always behind the words in the course, and the purpose of the course for me is this connection on the inner with the Holy Spirit in every minute of my daily life.
When this translation was done, I had no doubt that the course had synthesized all the spiritual teachings I have learned. It will be definitely my spiritual path.
The definition of being happy is not being upset, then you know, and if you could say that the less that you're upset, the happier you are, then in that respect the course has been amazing, because you know, I used to get really upset and I still do sometimes, but it lasts much less.
Well, of course, being a translator, we had to meet Ken and hear what he had to say and understand. Gosh, I didn't understand a thing. And sort of start all over again, and all over again, and all over again. And working with Margarete and Gerhard, who revised the whole bit, was quite a challenge, because translators are loners, as you probably know. And working in a team, well, you sort of have to understand that it's not you being right, the other person being right, or somebody else being right. It's about the book, the author being right, and finding the exact meaning and putting his meaning into the right words. And that is a process of sort of rubbing off each other.
This was something that was absent from my life, and that was the gift of the course, was to open a whole new dimension, that spiritual dimension. So I'll be forever grateful for that.
Course in Miracles has changed my life and life of so many others in Israel. It's something. If it wasn't for Course in Miracles and for this function, I wouldn't be here. Because life means nothing without the Course. For me.
Yes, I think for me an important stage was realizing that even although you translate it in a different language, that you hear the same voice over and over and over again. And that is the voice of love, it's the voice of truth, it's the voice of gratitude, it's there with dignity, it's there with authority and all that.
The translation process in itself was very useful, because there were three of us working together, and so our relationship was the means through which the course could be put into practice immediately.
All I know about A Course in Miracles is that it is talking about the truth.
But I could say about translating that 7 years with translation is absolutely a tough job, really hard. But it's nothing compared to what you need to do afterwards when you learn to forgive. So.
Well, I have no words even to express my gratitude to the course. It changed my life totally, and it changed my relationships. It changed absolutely everything. I am very grateful to the people who helped me through all my translation. It's of course my teacher Ken and Judy and with their kindness what has sustained me all these years.
Since I was a little girl, I always felt a bit foreign in this world. And the course brought to me a sense of belonging. It was the first thing that made me believe in love?
For me, the Course is a process of spiritual healing. And I'm very grateful for it, because for me it made sense. And it's the first time in my life that I found something that really helped me on a very deep level. Well, it's the best thing that happened to my life.
I think that what the translation process has led me is also to feel grateful. To feel grateful for the Course to have come to my life. And I hope I can continue to walk in the path of gratitude.
And being a good stubborn Czech, I did the workbook 7 times, but it doesn't have to be done 7 times. That's what I learned now. But it was fun, and I'm glad the translation took so long. It took 21 years. I worked with over 20 people. And, you know, it was my life. Now is the time to fully practice it. That's the next step. That's what I'm working on.
When the Course came into my life, the first thing I experienced, something that I have never touched, was peace. And it was really what it caught me. I have read many books, hundreds of books, been in ashrams, I've done so many things, but I have never experienced that peace.
It's it for me. And it has been for over 30 years, and I imagine it will be. And the gratitude is automatic for something that gives you answers to all of your questions. Because what else can you feel other than gratitude for something that brings you answers?
For me, finding A Course in Miracles was a mind-blowing experience. It was very overwhelming. When I was home, I opened it and was reading a few pages, and then I was overwhelmed with joy and with gratitude, because there I found this is the answer of all my searching, all my looking for what is truth. And here I found it in this book. And then I said, well, it will answer all my questions, not knowing that it will bring up many more questions.
When I first began to study A Course in Miracles 35 years ago, I never thought that it would be translated into 25 languages. In fact, Helen Schuckman, the scribe of the Course, didn't think it could be translated at all, because the Course has its own poetry, rhythm, and music. What we didn't expect was the call from so many students for the Course to be available in their languages. To answer this call, the Foundation for Inner Peace and the Foundation for A Course in Miracles began working with devoted bilingual Course students, many of whom are already professional translators. They agreed to study with Ken Wapnick to reinforce their understanding of the English. My role was to manage and administer the translation project. A system of editors and readers was established to try to help them further understand and convey the integrity of the message. We are truly gratified with the result of the dedication and the love of so many people.
Well, I think as an English-speaking person, it would be a real shame if I couldn't have read Goethe in English, or Dante in English, or the Greek plays in English, and I would have felt very deprived. And I think, likewise, with such a great spiritual document as the Course, I think it would be a shame if the great majority of the world's population was deprived of it. And while it's very difficult, if not almost impossible, to capture the essence of the Course in another language, nonetheless its message, I think, would be clear in any language. A wonderful example of the Course's emphasis that the content is important, not the form. And that while we clearly wanted the translations to be as perfect as possible, it was really the content, actually working with the individual people and watching them grow over the years, not only in terms of understanding the Course, but their own kind of personal growth. And I think that was even more important. And at times in training them, I would occasionally sacrifice kind of the strictness in kind of the principles of translating for the greater purpose of helping them grow and develop more and more confidence. So I think it was a wonderful example that the content always trumps the form.